What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Just some interesting live hands that we've played.
It's the ace jack off.
Right.
What is a winner straddle, UTG straddle? I open to 40, which is normal. I get two calls. In position, and then the straddler call. So it was four ways to flop. Flop came ace 5-6 with a flush draw. So, like on these ace high board, I kind of deviate a little bit because I know they say check range for Hungry Horse, but I don't think they like these two players. I don't think they're stabbing as much
Right.
because they know I was tight. So I just chose to bet
Mhm.
on the flop.
Short question about that one. Because when you say they don't step that much, do you think that is a problem with this hand multi-way? Because I wouldn't be unhappy if it just checked through and now I can play on the turn.
No, because this is kind of a thick value hand because I'm anticipating them to call like even with ace 9 suited, ace 8 suited, like all the suited eights they're calling. They're not gonna fold to my first bet. That's for sure. If I size it properly, they're not gonna fold.
Right. And you're also
Like
going to get
ace 7, they're not folding.
you're going to get
Okay,
value
yeah.
from flush draws,
Yeah, because
and at our casino you're going to get value from gut shots here, and you're also getting value
So
from
when I
and aces.
when I bet, they're just gonna play very face up.
Yep.
I like betting here more than checking.
Yep.
I mean, I guess with spade you could check,
Okay,
but yeah, I chose to bet here.
do you plan on going for 3 streets of value if they don't raise? Or are you going for 2 streets and check river or something?
You're going to take your
Depending on who called, called or out of position call. If it was out of position, I would probably go thin value. Like I would want to see the board pair. Like I want to see a 5. You know, then I'll get called more often by like ace 8. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
okay.
so on this it says UTG.
I just think they have way
you don't
too
have
many.
there's no UTG,
Yeah,
right? Oh, UTG calls. Okay, this is the flop, right? So you bet it. You get one caller in position.
Yeah, I bet kind of small, like 50 into 160.
All right, good.
First guy calls. So when the first guy called, it was kind of alarming. But he could still have like a worse ace.
Sure.
And obviously a lot of draws. He has a lot of like Jack 10 suited, 8 9 suited, just a bunch of straight draws and flush draws. So turn came, yeah, pretty much a blank. So that's when they slow play the most, when they call first in position. And then the turn came a deuce. I size up to 200. And then he just jam over me.
Right. 200 to get max value from badly played flush draws, and to get some or let them fold. Who cares? And to let all the lesser. Okay, good.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy fold. I folded, and he didn't show. He claimed he flopped 2 pair, but I have seen this guy play, but I haven't played with him much. I don't think fold the best hand because after this hand, I saw a hand where a fish open to a very small sizing, like it's a 5-10. I do to 25, and he calls in position of the fish very early.
Mm-hmm.
And then the button 3 bets to 150. Both fish and him called. The flop came King Jack 10 with a diamond draw. They were about 1,000 effective, I think, to start the hand. So the pot was like 450.
Mm-hmm.
When check, the in position 3 better bets kind of on the larger side, like 300 or like 320. The fish fold, and then he just jams after thinking about it for a while. Just like when he was playing against me in position, he was thinking about it for a while, and then he jammed. And obviously the guy in the 3 better calls. The 3 better had 2 pair, and he had queen 9 for a flop, shit and straight. So this is one hand where all the money goes in. He will. And then the other hand where he opens the button, the small blind 3 bets. Let's see. He came Jack high disconnected. It was like
You want to put this up?
Jack. No, I don't. I didn't have it written down.
Okay.
It was Jack high with a club. The small blind 3 bet. So the button who opens was the guy that was jamming on me on this hand. So from the subsequent hand that I saw, I was pretty sure he wasn't bluffing in the hand against me.
Mm-hmm.
So he opened the small blind 3 bet. The small blind is a winning player. You could call him a pro. He had aces. He bet small on like Jack of clubs. I don't know, Jack of clubs, like 3 of club, 5 of diamonds, 3 of spade kind of thing. Like disconnected, like very safe board for an aces. He raised the flop.
Right.
So after small blind C bets, he raised the flop.
He being
And
the
then on the turn,
being
the button raised the flop.
Right.
Yes, the button raised the flop.
Right.
The turn, and I want to say queen. Turn came a queen. It's either a queen or an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Because the button has 10-9 suited. Now the
Okay.
small blind checks. He checks behind. And then the river came either like a king or 7. So the button river a straight.
Yeah.
And then the small blind checks. Now the button bets big. He bets he bets pot like 550 into 550. Because it's like that.
Yeah, I think your hand. I think that
Yeah,
your
so
hand very differently because his raise was a jam. I don't think the fact that he raised the draw on the flop in the other hand and then checks back the turn.
yeah,
is-
so that already tells me that
Yeah.
they were very, very deep. Like
Yeah.
if you were gonna bluff somebody, they were over 3K deep, like close to 4K. If you were really gonna bluff somebody,
Mhm.
that's the spot.
Yeah.
Deep. But he didn't. He gave up, and I don't think he was gonna bluff the river if he didn't hit.
Didn't get there.
So that already told me that he's not bluffing, and it gives me. I mean, even without looking at that hand, they under bluff anyway. So who the fuck
That
cares?
that does not feel like a bluffed size.
No,
Okay.
it's not. So
All right, great. So let's go. Let's look at some other hands. So in the Discord, let's see. Let's take a look at Caleb's hand. Let me open up the Discord here.
Yeah, the first one's quick. It's ace king off, facing jam.
And where do I see this in the Discord? Where did you put
In the
it?
cash hands and strategy.
Cash hands and strategy. Let's go to there just so we have something to show. So that is going to be poker coaching, cash hands and strategy. Here we go.
Yep, right there at the top.
First one, click on that. What are you looking for, Kat? Okay, do you need it for your ID? Right, okay. It was in your other bag from the trip. Okay. All right, Caleb, narrate your hand. I've got the notes up here. Here we go.
Okay, so 1-2 live. I hadn't been at that table too long. The main villains had me covered in the hand. So under the gun raises to 11. We get 2 callers in like the low jack and the button. And we know we're gonna 3-bet, or sorry, the low jack and the cutoff are the 2 callers. And then we know we're gonna 3-bet in the button. The question is the size, because we're about 260 effective, or that's our stack. So I go to 65. I do like the 3x plus the money in the pot plus a little bit more.
Am I missing it? I don't see a combo.
Sorry, did you say something, Larry?
Yeah, I don't see your hand. Oh, ace king. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ace king off.
Yeah.
The small blind thinks for a while, and pushes like 280 in, which is enough to put me all in. Everyone else folds. It's back to me. I put a note in there that I'd been playing with this guy for about an hour. He just got back from smoking weed. He said it himself. And I hadn't seen him do anything crazy. He was involved in like 2 or 3 big hands, but he had the nuts every single time and just, got it all in by the river. So I wasn't sure what to do, but I ended up calling.
I think calling is good here. Sometimes you're fucked. Mostly you're flipping. But remember, by the time you're flipping, you've already got 65 in. So you don't need to be getting 50% for it to be profitable to call.
Yeah,
So you
you're
like to
playing.
call?
You've got, I mean, there's a certain stack size which you can probably get away with folding this, but your stack depth, as I think measured by big blinds, allows you to call here. It's not the most comfortable, but
The one other question is, because under the gun raised and we had 2 callers, do you think any of my aces are dead? And should that factor into my decision at all?
Yes, I think I think it is very possible that some of your aces are dead, unfortunately. But do you think that he ever does this with ace queen suited?
The small blind? No.
Okay, so small blind only has aces, kings, queens, and jacks here, and ace king, right?
Right.
Okay, no ace 5 suited, no ace queen.
I would say never. Yeah.
Yeah. That changes things.
I mean, it also depends on how loose. I mean, you said that he.
We just said it. He's got jacks through aces. It's got jacks through aces with his aces and his king, with only 3 combos of aces and kings, 6 combos of queens, jacks, and tens, and ace king. That's all he's got. If that's true, do you fold ace king here, knowing that there's a good chance that one of your aces is gone? I don't know.
I think with the dead money, it gets you there.
That's true too.
But it's probably very close.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you have?
He had kings, and I did not get there.
Right.
Sad face.
Yeah. I mean, here, let's take a second and let's do this a little bit rigorously because we can. All right. So reset all. Our hand is ace king. His hand is aces, kings, queens, jacks, tens, and ace king. If we assume that. Now we're gonna change the assumptions in a second. But more importantly, we are going to kill an ace. Set deck card dead live. Click here. And where do you do that? Do you do it here? Where's the deck? Oh, yeah, you go like this. The ace of diamonds is dead. No, that's not what I meant, you piece of shit. I want to click on set. Okay, maybe we do this. We evaluate. We get it. Okay, now we set a card deck. No, it's not letting me kill a card. You guys are seeing the same thing as I am, right?
Yes.
I'm clicking in the right place. There does not appear to be a place. Let's get out of his node. Here we go. Don't be in there. Click. Let's go over here. Click. All right, my tool is not doing what I want it to do. I'm about to stop. You've got 40% equity here, which is enough to call. Is that true? You're putting in, let's get this right. You are being forced to put in 135. Crunch, 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 compute, compute, compute. Thank you. You're being forced to put in 135 and you're going to be playing for his 200 plus 33 plus your 65, right?
Yes.
That's what you're playing for. All right. And so you want to know this divided by this plus this. That's what we want to know. Okay. You need 31. You've got 40. Now, let's make a little bit worse here. If we can't kill an ace, can we make an approximation? As I look at one more place to how to do this. No, you would just click to set a deck card live, click this button, then click a dead card. There, let's do that. Ah, did it do it? No, it just gave me the ace of diamonds.
Hmm.
All right, it's not working. But all you got to do is this. And, you know, can't get around it. Okay. What have we seen here? I'm not sure about this for Texas, but what I've seen, especially at the low stakes, is the all-ins are never a bluff. They are not even betting queen, queen more times than not. This changes at 5-10 plus. Okay. Larry, you got one?
Sure.
And I'm sorry,
Um,
I'm not giving you a clear, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you a clearer calculated answer here. I will see if I can figure out how to set deck cards. I'll put a little note to myself to do this. Set dead cards, Poker Cruncher, and then tomorrow we'll fix this. All right. Larry, I give you the screen.
so this is a hand from last night. I think I blundered flop. So I'm the button with jacks. DJ Gangster. We'll call him. This is my G as an OG. He shoves his like 1-2. He shoves his tiny stack. He gets a flat behind from the short stack. We have jacks here. Loose table, what size are you using?
Let's see. If we raise and the 400 goes all in to beat us, is there a raise size that we ever get away from against him? We don't want to call. We don't want to incentivize either of these guys to call, even though the pot should be big enough. We don't mind getting it all in against 23. But if we go to 122, we can't get away from the 400. So we could go to 50 or 60 here, not crazy, and always get called by 23 and fold if 400 jams on us.
Okay. I chose a different path here, and I chose a different path because this is a very loose table that wants to see flops. And since Derek's not here, I can say this. I don't want to take this hand multi-way. I really want to be heads up. Ideally, what I'd like to do
Do you want to be
is,
heads up against the all-in guy?
no, I
Or do
should
you
say I
want to
want
be
to
heads up
be
against the one
heads
twenty-two?
up against 122. I don't want to
Right.
take this hand multi-way even though we're in
Right.
position.
Right.
So my adjustment in an attempt to deny equity to the two players behind who are loose and gambling is to use a larger size.
Okay.
Now I'm open to the argument this is excessive. But I think it's the right size for this situation where people are just they want to see flops and they're going to pay to see flops.
All right. Let's see your
So I
size.
chose a very large size.
That's not crazy large.
I have a question here. How bad is it just to min raise? Because for the big blind guy
Yeah.
has two big blinds in, so just min raising, is that a really bad idea? Because I feel like it's not.
No, I
Just to
think it's
be
okay.
pedantic, this is a 10 big blind shove. And then a 10, oh well, 11 big blind shove and 11 big blind flat.
Yeah, and if we min raise to 22, is that really bad?
Yeah. So you're going to go to $46.
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah. $46. And the big blind has put in $2. He's got to call 23x.
Yeah, I mean, it's not horrible, but I mean, I just really don't want to take pots multi-way. This is a great hand, but
Okay. Let me ask you a question then.
I much prefer to deny equity.
Okay. Let me ask you a question then. If the big blind jams against your 100, are you going to fold with the money that's put in there and the dead money?
This guy, the guy in big blind is a porn star who's doing coke. He actually is a pornography actor who's doing coke.
Right.
And the answer is probably not.
Okay.
If it's heads up. Now, if he jams and then this 122 shoves, you probably fold, even though this guy's got a short stack. But if it ends up that he shoves and these two guys fold, I'm probably going to take jacks. Because he was very, very loose and ready to rock and roll. So Doug, actually, he is sometimes on Doug Polk at the lodge has a live stream, cash live stream, and he is on it often.
Okay.
I mean, he's he's on it because he's an action player.
So this may be wrong, but here's my first thought of it, which is if you were going to call off 400, because of this size, and your goal was to get heads up, you might as well jam.
That's an argument.
Okay.
That's an argument.
Right. If your idea was I want to get heads up, but I will fold to the 400 following a raise, call, and my re-raise because he's sensible, then the smaller bet makes sense because you can get away from it. The 23 never folds, but you're not trying to get him fold. You're trying to be heads up against 122.
Yeah, that's what I want.
The smaller you bet, the more likely that is.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is what? This is a little less than a third of my stack.
Yeah.
So if small blind shoves.
Not the small blind. If small blind shoves, you're in. It's the big blind. He's the only one that matters.
Big blind shoves and we're multi-way all in three, I can get away. But because we're just theoretically a little less than a third.
Then I think you should go a little smaller.
No, okay, I'm open to that now, but I'm curious.
Just a little
So your
smaller.
argument is that this is too much. What's your argument for going small?
Save yourself $20 in the incredibly extreme case where you fold.
Yeah, I can see that. So a 4x from here. So the way I was thinking in game is I just defaulted to 4x plus an additional 20, which was mostly about these guys behind.
Yeah.
But 4x plus a collar, even though it's weird because this guy's all in.
Yeah.
Doesn't really hold.
Right. And if the BB2 didn't have a stack that threatened you like that, I'd be fine with this size or bigger or any size you want. Okay, so what happens?
Yeah. Now it gets even more interesting. This is what I'm talking about. Why we use big sizes, guys. In this game, your game may be different. E flats leaving 50 behind.
Mhm.
Big
Okay.
blind flats.
What?
Jesus.
And
And
that,
then the initial flatter fold. So now I'm in position against two players with jacks.
so if we want to analyze what is their range, one guy has cocaine in one hand and a drink in the other, and the other one has a hot dog. That's what they're. There are no
Pretty much.
cards.
So this guy is he's a young kid who doesn't really understand poker.
Clearly.
And he turns to me. We played a little bit. And he goes, I'll give you action, Larry. And he puts in his 100.
Right.
This is, again, maniac. He wants to see flops.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to flop. So now our SPR is very strange. It's like a 0.75 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys both check to me. And what are you guys doing here?
Just jam.
All right. So
And jam and lose to a queen that your hand is too good to fold for 0.75. The exception would be that if it had gone that if the 51 jammed and then the 302 jammed over it, you could fold, but that didn't happen. But now if you
yeah,
check, you give
that's
you give
go ahead.
cards to come off, and you don't like an ace or a king. So
Yeah. So I went over this hand later after the session with someone. He's like, well, the problem with jamming here is that you only get called by better, always fold out worse. But
Yeah.
I'm like that. Okay, but the SPR is so awkward.
yeah, you fold out worse, but the worst has equity.
Yeah, I
So
like.
do you expect the big blind guy to call sometimes with a 10? Something like ace 10.
Yes, I
Right.
do. That's a very good question.
Am
He
I?
was calling down super late.
51 will call with a 10.
51 will call it the 10. So
Yeah.
he was calling down super late, which I think pushes us more towards a shove.
Yeah.
Like he
Won't
would call
like
with 9s here sometimes. He would call with a 10 here.
Huh.
So I think, yeah. So I did shove.
Yeah.
These guys both fold, and then this doesn't matter. But I'm going to show you because this guy told me what it has, and I believe him. We ran it twice. I chopped a small side pot, but won everything else. So ignore this number. But
Right.
this ignorant kid was kind of set mining with 8s.
Mhm.
This is this is the kind of play you make when you just don't know what you're doing.
What's the best odds to set mine?
No.
He's just not getting applied odds. And yeah, it was just a very, I end up winning like 320 or about 310. But it was a very weird hand, and you just don't know what to do in this situation. I mean, so the other thing to talk about here is I would not, pre-flop, I would not use this size with aces.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-flop, I think I am going to do probably 60, maybe 60 to 80. I think is the right size here if I have aces. And by the way, this breaks, of course, all the theoretical knowledge about not using differing 3 squeeze sizes, but whatever. Yeah, I like 60, and then I would use a small bet. Here, I would bet if I had aces, I would use like a piece. I would use a 2-street game. I would turn this into
You're not talking about at this SPR, right?
well, at this SPR, I'm gonna make a small bet and keep them in. I think I'm
Okay.
gonna make. Yeah, you're right. Can't be geometric. I'm gonna make it like. I'm gonna do 60 again,
Mm-hmm.
and then just shove turn.
Right.
So, all right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I got differing opinions about this, and I think shove is fine at this. Yeah.
And I totally agree with the guy that he says, mostly, no better hand is gonna fold. We have that. And when he says no worse hand is gonna call, that's not true, but not a lot of worse hands are gonna call. But you're denying an equity across 4 cards by doing this.
Yeah, I like denying equity against 2 ranges here. At this SPR, it's very hard to see a situation where we fold this. And I like that the major gambler, Point Star Cokehead is he's gonna call a 10 a lot.
Yeah.
here.
And by the way, that was the thing I never considered. I never considered that anyone was gonna call your 100.
Yeah,
I
neither
thought they
did
were
I. I mean,
jamming on
it's
you with
just-
folding. And that,
So this is why all of a sudden we're increasing our
Yeah.
squeezing size because, you know, this hand wants, you know, I want to take this hand heads up. And so getting 2 flats behind is just
yeah,
Wild West.
yep. And in this case, you needed it.
Yeah.
Because Jen took the main pot, so you needed a side pot.
Okay, so yeah, good point. I have one more hand. I can hand it to someone else so I can go over this hand.
Take it, you got the screen.
All right. So this hand's older. I don't exactly remember what happens to this hand, but I opened a 7. I'm gonna, 7, 10, whatever.
Right.
We get a flat. We get 2 players. We get
Yeah, this
this.
looks normal.
Yeah, we're kind of in a normal hand here. We get this. What are you guys doing on this flop?
I'm saying one set of words. This isn't pre-flop police, is just pointing it out. That just so you guys know, from this position, nines is a semi-open. It's not a pure open with this many players. Just in case you didn't know that. For those of you who play
You've got a good point. That might
I
change
think it's
because
still a good open.
we're wake free here.
You're rake free. You don't get 3-bet a lot in your game. There's all
Yeah.
kinds of reasons for you to open nines there, but just
But
just
it's a
so you
good
guys
point.
know.
You got a good point that this
Yeah,
can
okay.
mix.
So you opened it, great.
Yeah.
All right.
Checks to us. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Wait,
What's more
how,
good?
how big is the pot? Because I don't really.
22.
Oh, it's at 22.
Here, yeah, it's 22.
Yeah,
Small
sorry,
blind.
sorry.
$7.
By the way, guys, if you want
7,
to
yeah.
put, this is a pretty easy replayer to set up. I put a link in chat. If there's for the live players, if you want to put your hand in, when we put it in the replayer, it makes it a lot easier and digestible for people who only play online.
Yeah.
Because people who only play online, they're not used to looking at text hand histories as much as live players are, and this just makes it a lot easier for the group to understand what's going on. I put a link to this replayer again, which is pretty easy to figure out in chat.
Plus, it makes the YouTube content so much better, and we care so much about YouTube.
It increases our likes by millions.
This is our likes by 1, meaning we might get 1 like.
So here, what are you guys doing? We're
No, any one of
multi-way,
you
we've got
guys can go to
nines.
the replay, and you can choose to like your own replay, people. I'm just saying. I'm the only one who can't do it. All right, go on.
So
I'm going to have
would-
to like some stuff right now.
I'm not begging for likes, but feel free.
I personally, and I have no clue about cash game, but here I think we can bet because our range is basically aces, kings, ace king, ace queen. We have all the good shit.
Yeah, I think
So
you're right.
I would bet here.
I think this early, we have a very condensed range, which does, in theory, allow us to bet.
All right, here's my
That's fine.
argument against it.
My argument against this, we're multi-way in the middle of the sandwich.
We're multi-way in the middle of the sandwich and 100 different ways of saying the same thing multi-way. If you don't have it, someone else probably does. And is 9-9 on ace king 5 it?
It is not, it is a marginal hand.
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
it? That's not it. Yeah, it's marginal. Check.
Yeah, but so my counter argument would be just if we check here and he bets like $4, are we check folding?
No,
Or
not with the club.
continue?
Call onto the club and then we fold on the turn. Sometimes you just lose.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can see betting, this range does favor us, but the other factor to take in is that we've got some wide live ranges, right? And so what does that wide live range usually possess?
Lots of aces. Lots of
Yeah,
shit
it's got like, we're like, if you think about all the combos, all the 12 combos down the left side, of the aces. He's got lots, so he's 9 off. He's got, he's got ace 5 off. This is just the nature of live. Now, this is different than when you play online with against more disciplined players, but live, this is not ideal. So he bets
Yeah,
There is no
10.
doubt that this guy has ace jack off in his range.
He certainly has ace jack off.
And the solver, I don't believe, has ace jack off.
Someone, no, does not.
will he also have hands like queen 10, jack 10,
Yep.
offsuit?
Yeah, he's got
all
lots.
the good stuff. All the good
He's
stuff.
got probably 40% of range.
Hmm.
And how well are you doing against queen 10 and queen jack?
Not good.
You're ahead of
Not really good.
Yeah,
that's-
not great.
So I decided I'm gonna call one here for this
That
half
seems like the
pot,
right-
see what happens.
Yep, especially with the other guy folding. That seems like the right amount of money to lose.
And sometimes we play bingo. and We get bingo.
Hey.
Nice hand.
Okay, so now I kind of more open to a dunk. This is pre the call to Bart Hansen telling us that we have donks here. So I'm not using this. But I kind of do see a donk possible now.
I'm not donking it, but I got you.
Yeah, we
I
are
did-
unblocking aces and kings. Why are you donking?
Well, I'm donking because I've now got thick value against this ace and king.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm incentivized to get money into the pot.
Right, but if there's a time for you not to donk, this would be it because you unblock all of his strong holdings. So he has
True, but let's just get, yeah. So I've been with you for years.
right.
I've been with you for years on that. However, there's an output that showed last week that when we get thick value
Mhm.
against a button who has lots of ace X that doesn't have a fold button,
And you put it in.
we know that dunking is naughty, even though
Mhm.
dunking is naughty. We can begin to use it.
All right, Scott,
Um,
argument against the donk.
Say it again.
I have a specific argument against the donk.
Okay, I'm listening.
What sizes are you realistically going on your turn and your river to calls that get it all in? They're tough, right? You bet, let's say most of your donks here are small, but let's say you donk pot or even 50. You donk 50 and he calls. There's 142 in the pot. 50 is pretty big. You've then got an overbet of 180. Are you afraid to put in that overbet thinking I need a king to call? Or are you comfortable going to just go donk 50, donk 180? That's my honest question.
Yeah. So I haven't thought through I haven't thought through sizing. I mean,
Right.
but I think you just essentially, I think it's, number one, I think it's player dependent.
Right.
And number two, yeah, I mean, if you're going to take a dunk line, I think you just try to target ace X that's not going to fold. King
But I
X, you
think-
fold out.
So if you donked here, here's what I believe I think you were going to do. I think you were going to donk for 30.
Yeah, maybe even smaller. Maybe
Okay.
20.
So you were going to donk for 25 here.
Okay.
I'll give you 30. Let me make it the math easy. You go 30, he calls 30. There's 102 in the pot. You've got 200 left. You're not going 2x pot on the river.
No, yeah, it's true.
Now, if you check raise here to whatever size,
No gets in.
it's going to be so easy for you to get it in on the river.
Yeah, I agree. Check raising, and check raising is my
Yeah.
initial thought. I did not dunk.
Right. And if you
I-
check the turn and check the river, I'm not saying you're going to do that. Then your check raise on the river is going to again be pot size easy. Is going to be all in easy. So
Yeah.
there we go. All right.
He
Um,
checks back.
All right.
Now,
would anyone think that he might raise on the turn if he bet like 10?
He
he
might.
might raise on the
That's good.
turn. Yeah, well, that actually goes into the river conversation.
Yeah, this is going to be tough.
So now, obviously his queen 10 is there. That's some of his range. Not much. I make a blunder, I think. I like this play. So I use a BSTI.
Okay.
Bet small to induce small size against a cap range when check.
Okay.
I think this plays fine.
Yeah, he calls you with a king, he calls you with a jack now. And maybe if he has clubs, he raises.
Mm.
And he raises
Great.
to $100.
Alright,
Now, this is the question.
Yes,
If we shove, do we get called by worse?
Yeah.
And there is a lot that's worse. There's like king 9. Well,
I
that's
feel like
very
he
hard to
can
have. King
have
Jack,
a lot of two pairs here.
Ace 5.
King Jack and Ace Jack make
Is this an obligatory shove?
I don't think he has,
Mm.
I think he has very little ace five and very little ace jack. Because I don't think those checked the turn.
Yeah, that's a
But I
very
do
good point.
think he has king jack.
Yeah.
Got some king, so King Jack is an easy, yeah, so.
Yeah. King
Ace
jack.
9, maybe.
I will
Okay,
be
we
shocked,
have a 9. We have a 9. Okay.
but even if he had the one ace nine, I think he bets that on the turn. So I
Mhm.
really discount all two pairs on the turn. I just don't see them checking back, not with a
Okay.
flush draw there.
So if we're discounting 2 pair,
We only have king jack. He only has king jack and he has it offsuit.
that gives him trappy 5s and king 10.
Queen 10 should
No
bet.
trappy fives, no trappy fives.
Yeah, Queen 10
For
should
some
bet.
reason. You have club draws, no trappy fives, I say. That's my
Okay.
claim. I don't know that I'm right.
So, alright, so what are you guys doing here?
You know what else he has here? A set of jacks.
Sometimes,
He's gonna call.
Sometimes.
yeah, you're right, you're right, that
I
is
believe that.
pretty
I believe
common.
that. Queen 10 set of jacks.
Jack should play like this.
That's all you lose
They
to.
don't 3-bet, they shouldn't really 3-bet against early
You gotta
position.
Call here. I think I smoke it in.
Call or
Yeah,
shove, those are our options.
Paul.
So
Sounds crazy. Call.
Anybody else?
you lose to the Queen 10, you lose to the jacks. I don't know what calls you if you shove other than
King jack.
King Jack, that's it, right?
Yeah, king
Yeah,
jack.
I mean, we could get
Some-
fancy, I mean,
Someone, maybe he's not a believer with Queen Jack.
A shove.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, against a
Going
shove.
He's got to raise.
Or King
jack, though.
Queen. He's not doing
If
this.
he's
so-
raising queen jack, he's not there to call it.
Oh, yeah. I
Call.
mean, it's a small bet.
All
I
right.
don't know. I don't know.
yeah, well, I mean, we can do combinatorics if we want to get fancy.
Ace Queen. Go with that one. Ace Queen blocks a straight. And he could raise for value. And he could
Well, then
still
he's not
call
calling a
it.
shove, so that's an easy call, right?
Ace queen bet the turn most of the time. Ace queen.
Yeah, ace
Sure.
queen, this does not sound like the story of ace queen.
Yeah. Okay, you sold me. I am calling.
Alright, so that's what I do. And he had queen jack.
Queen Jack. Oh my god.
Great.
But he's
great.
not calling the jam.
Right.
you're
It's only if he was going to call a raise on queen jack, you left money on the table. It's really hard to call queen jack there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to do combinatorics in my head in game, because I'm already get yelled at for taking too long.
Yeah.
But, there is, I mean, what you really should do in theory is count combos here and understand if you jam, can you count more that call you than you win to than call you that you fold to? I mean, call
Mhm.
that you lose to. That's
Yeah.
really the way to do this. But I decided I started with the straight available. It was very hard for him to call with worse.
True.
So, alright, so
Now,
it
but
sounded
here's
like I
the
played
thing.
this okay. I
You
was
change the
concerned I
order
left
of
money on the
this.
table.
If you
I'm sorry,
change
say
the,
it again.
I was just saying, if you change the order of this in any way, like you get your 9 on the river, this, whatever happens, that he bets the turn, then I'm absolutely fine with, I don't, with a river jam, if that's how you got here.
Oh, yeah.
Because we eliminated so much ace X that would call your jam because we said it didn't check back the turn.
It's true.
That's
Yeah, you're right. He's stripped of a lot of ace X.
right. And by the way, let's talk about, his whatever we were saying about GTO theory, he's not playing that because he's got queen jack offsuit here, which is so far the fuck out of range.
Yeah, this is live play, yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna have just,
Yeah. So
he's got 40 to 50% of range here.
So we could have been completely wrong about whether he'd be willing to call with a jack here because we're saying, well, how can you call with a jack here? Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the problem with kind of combos is that you've got to give them a strategy of where their fold threshold and call threshold is.
Yeah.
And we have one in our head for what we're gonna do, but
Yeah.
projecting rational behavior onto a live player isn't always the best life choice.
Yeah. But I think you bet small to induce and you got him to literally turn his jack into a bluff against a king.
Yeah, I mean, I was very happy that the BS. I mean, I rarely use bet small to induce, but when I do use it and it works, it's quite satisfying.
Good job.
But then I have to ask myself if I left money on the table. I don't think I did. It's hard for him to call. But who knows? Like you said,
Yep.
Live players cooked up. Who knows what's gonna happen?
All right. Anybody else got a live hand? Okay, I will show then. Here we go.
Caleb threw one in there.
Okay, you got one? All right, let's do that.
I do, yeah.
All right.
Thanks for the replayer too.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, let's get to that. Oh, here you go. Am I sharing? I'm sharing. So I'll just launch your hand. I'll let you narrate through it and I'll click. All right, here we go. Aces.
Okay, so we have aces in the +1. Under the gun goes 17.
Woohoo!
For like an hour. My impression was he was pretty tight, although he was really erratic just in his behavior. And my casino is quite nitty. So that's just some background.
Gotcha. I have one question.
Yes.
When he raised previously,
Yes.
was 17 his standard size or was this a high size for him? For an open?
I can't say for sure, but I don't think it was high.
Okay. So this could just be his open size.
Yeah.
And is this a common open size in this game?
Pretty common. Yeah.
Okay. Still 3-bet it. Anyway, let's see what you got. 45. Great.
Okay, so at this point, he pushes his stack so I can see it and says, like, put me all in, I'm not afraid.
This is on the flop or pre-flop?
This is before we see the cards. He does that kind of thing.
Okay,
Oh, I love the
Yeah.
metagame stories.
good.
Yeah. And then he's donking for 15 here. And then again, he says, raise me. I'm not afraid. I'll put all my chips in.
Yeah, so raise them. I mean, so the only question is what size. So well, let's look at this more theoretically. You've got a SPR of 3, right? So sometimes it's gonna suck out on you with whatever. We'd love to have a club. You don't, that's fine. I'm thinking I like a 2-street game here. So your SPR is 3. And I like an 80% pot shove river, like a B75, like 75 pot shove river. I like a 2-street game here. Some people could say our hand is so good, we want to draw this out over 3 hands or 3 streets, and I think that's fine. My play, frankly, is more nitty.
So you're saying we raise to 75 on the flop here?
Yes, I would raise
And then we still have
75.
a bigger than pot size shove on the turn, if that's what you
Let
wanted.
me see. So we got 75.
Pot goes up to
150.
250. We've got 320. We've got 3 something left.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, make it 100.
I made the mistake of calling.
Okay, now let me tell you one reason why it's not a mistake. In Nuffle land, this is a call.
In what
true.
land? Sorry.
in a certain line called Nuffle, neutralizing flop leads, by the famous Brad Owen, not Brad Wilson, Brad Owen, you are going to call range against this, and aces are in your range.
Brad Wilson, by the way.
Oh, god damn it.
It's
Brad
kind of
Wilson.
become endearing at this point, how you just.
Might as
yeah.
well be Brad Owen. Okay, Brad Wilson. Thank you, Brad. You would call this. Given though the metagame where he's saying raise me, I don't think you're going to get a raise and a fold here. So, but great, but you call. Let's hope not to see a club. Let's hope not to see an ace. Queen.
So
Frankie.
he continues the metagames here, and he's like, I have this much left. Put me all in. I'm not afraid.
He actually says this out loud.
Yeah, many times. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Crush his fucking skull, bro. Put him all in.
Okay.
Wait. I would like to make an amendment. I think I typed this in wrong, so sorry. He checks here.
Okay,
Oh,
no
he
worries.
checks and says, put me all in.
Yeah, he checks and then says put me all in. And the 55 was me.
That's fine. So
I
you
bet 55 here.
Okay, so you bet 55, which is fine. He calls.
Now the river.
Now the so you got an SPR whatever that is, 1.4 or something, 1.3. And he
He
checks.
continues the metagames, whatever. Put me all in. I have this much left. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, what in the world is going to call a shove or a bet that doesn't beat me? I think he has a lot of kings and queens. The big open, the tight table, and his play so far has gotten me to think that. Maybe something like ace queen we'll call a bet, ace king, but that would require him to call the flop with those kind of hands.
Ace king of clubs.
Right.
Ace
Yeah.
king of clubs. Both those are
Or
easy.
or ace high floats. Like ace king and ace queen floats.
Yeah.
But I do
It's
think
un
he has a lot of kings and queens.
Okay, let's say that he has kings or queens. When you don't raise him here, and he says, "Come on, raise me, get me all in," and you don't. And here he checks, and you bet 1/3 pot, and he says, "Put me all in," and he calls. If he has kings or queens here, do you think he trusts you to make a big bet on the river?
Great question. Probably not.
Right. So I'm not saying he never has kings or queens here, but I discount it.
What one hand I could see him having his like king jack of clubs. King jack clubs, queen jack clubs, something like this.
That makes sense.
And we believe that he's going to call you with ace queen, ace king, and king, king, and queen, queen. Mike is saying because there are more combinations of ace queen and ace king off than king, king, and queen, queen here.
There's
Mike,
not
are you
very many
counting
combos.
are you
to
counting the
mess
fact
around
that,
with.
Mike, are you counting the fact that you block, that your two aces block some of the ace queen and ace king combos? There's still enough of them. Let's count combos out loud. There are 8. So on this board now, we can see of the 16 combos of ace queen, there are 3 queens left and 2 aces. So there are 6 ace queens left. There are 6 ace kings left. That's 12. There are 6 and 6 queen, king, king,
True.
right?
Yep.
So there's an equal number. So you put in the money, half the time you get it back, half the time you don't get it back. So it's an equal thing. Now just add in, does he ever call you with Jack, Jack? And King Jack suited? Yes. Yeah. Jam. Sure.
Okay. That makes sense.
Let's see what happens.
I Very embarrassing check back.
And does he at least show?
He did not show. He mucks.
Oh, so, yeah. So even though it was his turn to show first, you didn't make him do it. Right. Okay.
He instant mucked. I always make him, but he
Yeah,
didn't.
he
He
mucked.
didn't show. So yeah,
Okay. So he wasn't calling your jam either then.
yeah. I didn't think so.
Right. If he mucked before you showed your cards, he's playing some weird meta game to try to get you not to bet by his confidence.
Right.
He had 6-4 suited.
Right. Something like that. Yeah.
Go with that. I
Really?
don't know. Yeah, I mean,
Jesus.
what is he going to? This open size is crazy to me,
Right.
at least.
He doesn't have pocket jacks or pocket tens because they don't insta muck.
Oh,
Right?
did he insta-muck like even before you showed your hand?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, he was just on a pure draw or bluff. Clubs
Yeah.
probably, right?
Clubs gotta be low clubs. How's he there with low clubs? 7, 8, 6, 7 of clubs, 7, 8 of clubs, where he set it pre-flop and then the world got fun. Or some really weak draw, and when you raised, the joke was to fold. Just
Right. My question is there merit to going bigger on the turn than I went? Because I went 55 into 120.
yes.
Yeah, if I could do it again, I'd probably go like 75 or
So one way to think about it, and there's many ways to approach the sizing. So, okay, so we go to 45. Let's go through the line real quick. We go to 45. He calls your three bet. Heads up. He donks into you for 15. So the first thing, let's talk about what his range is and what we're going to do about it, right? So what kind of range is using a small donk here, coupled with him feigning strength? Well, this to me is often a draw which wants a very cheap price to get to turn. There, there could be a number of things, but that is definitely, I think, a part of the range that's making this play.
Does this feel like pocket tens to you? And this is my question to 1 cent, 1 cent, 2 cent. Oh no, whose hand is this? This is not
it's
1 cent.
it's me. Yeah.
Yeah. Does
For
this
sure this could be tens afraid of higher pairs for sure.
so you think tens that are afraid of higher pairs, they donk out, knowing that some higher pairs are going to raise them. They donk out to not give a free card to the ace kings, but they don't bet big against the higher pairs. That's the picture you have of him. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You may be right. That isn't my picture of my opponents, but that could easily, but that doesn't mean I'm right. So that's good. As long as your thinking is consistent, over time, when we see their hands shown down, you'll refine whether you think it's right. I think it's not. I think that they bet bigger with those because they don't want the ace king to trivially continue. Because no ace king folds to this, right?
Right.
Maybe we can also talk a little bit about metagame. So the rule goes that, well, there's a lot of ways to look at it, but he sounds like he's feigning weakness. He's feigning strength, which
Yeah.
means he's weak.
Mhm.
But sometimes people are really honest and they'll say, don't bet big. And then what you're supposed to do is bet big. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is largely composed of draws. Someone mentioned 6-4. That would be an obvious one that wearing wide player is going to play. I think mostly clubs here. And so
It's
we
hard for
want
him
to, we want
It's
to,
hard for him to raise 6-4 suited to 17 in under the gun when he's been playing tight. Remember, we have that information.
oh yeah,
A lot
yeah.
of hands.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
I like a raise here. I mean, I don't know if Nuffle applies to 3-bet pots. Maybe it does it, Mike.
Well, it
Yes,
does.
yeah, it does.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. In that case, you can call, I guess, but I would like a raise here, cause I'm a little fixated on his club draws.
If,
Did
if
you?
he- if
Go
he
ahead,
is-
Scotty, sorry.
Oh, sorry. So if he's not, he can't be feigning nothing because he calls 55. So there's something in his hand as of now, and it isn't a pair. Jack 10 of clubs. Jack 10 of clubs. Okay. Now, is that, yes, it's you, Larry. It's you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Mike, if this were Nuffle, if we were just saying pure Nuffle, nothing else, he bets, we call range. On turn, when he checks, what is our size?
E30.
We just B30 this because we have value, because we have
Strong, yeah, we have strong value.
strong value is 30. So that's 55. So that's 55, 60. So it's right along this range. Great. And then the river, the fact that you didn't bet, which we think was a mistake, doesn't matter because it didn't cost you any money.
Now Nuffle would be 30 here too.
Right. And he would fold. So,
And,
So it's-
and I think in Nuffle, the goal is you bet B30, the range sucks, they'll might call you with jacks.
Yeah.
Tens.
Can
Great.
you remind me one more time? Nuffle flop play?
yes. Nuffle is a very algorithmic that has very little to do with what the specific board is when someone donks into you. It was created by Brad Wilson,
Specifically weak players.
right? Weak players using mass data analysis of weak players. Here is a video on Nuffle. Where he talks about it. So feel free to copy this from the flop. And now Mike will now tell you what Nuffle says to do here.
On what? On this hand?
Yeah.
He-
He just said repeat what
Caleb,
Nuffle.
yeah,
said
Caleb Nuffled this perfectly, except there would be a bet on the river.
So the answer is on Nuffle, you call your 100% of your range on the flop. You raise nothing, you fold nothing. When they donk into, and it's based on the theory that when they donk into you, they very, very rarely have top of range.
Okay, interesting.
It doesn't mean they have nothing, but they rarely have top of range. So they're not donking into you with pocket nines here. They're donking into you with a 9 at best. Maybe pocket tens, but like that. And those hands are going to have a very hard time by the river holding on against your bluffs or beating your value. Because when you have nothing, when you have air on the turn and they check, I mean, when you have air on the turn and they bet and they bet into you, you are going to raise them big. You're going to raise them the pot plus their bet, and they're going to have to fold their 9 by the river, if nothing else. What do you do with air on the turn, Mike, if we didn't have aces here? And he checked? What's our
On the turn, if they check to
Yeah.
us, we B70.
B70. So he's going to have to fold his 9 here. If this was Nuffle and you had, let's just say, ace jack. Ace jack of diamonds, so you have nothing. He bets his 15, you call. On the turn, he checks. You bet 70% pot. He calls you with his 9. On the river, the king comes. You bet what size? 70% again? 50%? What's
With air, yeah, B70 with air.
You bet B70 with air. He has to fold his 9. So that's some of the things that are involved in it.
Thank
it
you.
Yeah. You were saying?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Great. All right. It is 12:15 now. We can stop. Let me see if we do. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 live hands, so let's do those tomorrow.
All right.
tomorrow we will continue with some live hands and things. Bring your live hands tomorrow. We'll go through them, put them in the replayer because it makes it much easier to talk about and see. Because as you saw, we went back and forth about things. Live hands, live hands.
What if we don't have live hands?
You can still, Mike, you can have a hand. I'm just
So
saying, we'll start with our
bring your
live.
hands,
Bring your
marked
hand.
hands.
Bring your marked hands. All right.
I'm sorry,
And
Mike.
then-
Does it feel like this has become a live cash training session?
No, I mean, poker is poker.
Are we getting you intrigued with live play?
I
But
I
your
have nowhere to
casino's
play
like
live. I have
17
nowhere to
hours
play
away.
live, so I have no. Yeah.
That's right. You remember you telling me, yeah, it's very far away.
Okay.
No worries.
And then I'm going to do one thing before I turn the recorder. Oh no, I'll do it this way. Let me go back to Zoom, turn off the recorder, and just say, if anybody has watched this long, we have no idea why you would, feel free to like or subscribe. You don't have to, we don't care. But if you post a comment or a question, we will respond. We like comments and questions. We find them amusing. All right, there.
Well done.
Although the very best comment ever given was Mike's.
What did Mike say?
Mike, you want to tell the story?
It was just being very self-depreciating. We did a hand history of mine, and I can't remember exactly what I said.
I
Just
can
said, this guy
ignore
sucks. This guy's the hero's terrible.
put it
I
up
would
here.
follow him to the ends of the earth to play
I'll
against this
find
guy.
Right. And so let's see, is it easy to find it? No, it's not trivial to find it. Okay. So the idea was, and so I looked at that and said, well, I'm definitely going to respond. We have to respond to this. But it seemed better for Mike to respond than me since he was the guy who they were insulting. And then Mike said, I actually can't respond. I said, why? He says, because then you'll see the email address that it came from. Because I didn't know it was him.